Charlemagne was quoting Bishop William Barber, talking about the big ugly bill. And he said when the bill passed, quote, Democrats failed to expand the tax credits. So it's incorrect for Charlemagne to say, quote, Democrats failed to expand the tax credits. How could they fail to expand it when they didn't have the power? Republicans did. So should the statement have actually said the GOP cut the subsidies? The GOP cut the tax credits. See, y'all missed that. Y'all missed that. I want to walk y'all through very basic understanding language. If the phrase is Democrats failed to expand the tax credits, that means that you are assigning blame for the tax credits expiring on the Democrats because they failed to expand the tax credit.
Yes, the Democrats failed to expand the tax credit because when Trump and the Republicans wanted to pass the big, beautiful bill, they were willing to do anything to get that bill passed. So when one party is desperate to pass a bill, right? That's when you take advantage of their desperation and you start asking for extensions of subsidies and everything else you want, because they're going to be more inclined to give it to you because they just want to get their big bill passed. All right, yeah, we'll give you that for a year. We'll give you that for a year and a half, yada, 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 yada. That's how politics works. You give concessions to get what you want. All right, we want to pass a bill giving every American in the country free gas. Well, there's going to be a bunch of representatives who are against that. How can we get you on board with the free gas bill? They might say, okay, we'll do it, but you need to put an expiration date on it, and it expires in 2 years. You'll say, okay, yeah, that's cool. We'll let it expire in 2 years, because when it gets passed, it's going to be so good that everybody's going to want to vote to extend it in 2 years. You make a concession. So when the Democrats were negotiating and the Republicans were willing to make any concessions to pass the big, beautiful bill, that was the time when the Democrats should have demanded that they extend the subsidies on the Affordable Care Act that was supposed to actually lower the price of health care for everybody, but didn't, actually skyrocketed the price, so the government had to start paying people's bills for them. But they didn't do it. They didn't do it because they have no leadership. They're just not good negotiators. They were so busy saying, we hate the big, beautiful bill. They didn't say, okay, it's like, I'll give you another example. It's like black people when it comes to Donald Trump. You might not want Donald Trump to be president, but he's president now. So do you sit up and wage a 4-year anti-Trump campaign? Or do you go to Trump and see how you can work with him to get the things you want? Jewish people do it all the time. Jewish people overwhelmingly voted against Trump in 2016. But do you know they were able to get Jerusalem named the capital of Israel under Trump, even though they didn't support him during the election? We look at this situation like, African Americans, we tend to have this mindset like winner take all. That's not the way it is. You might lose, but then you can go work with the other side to see if they can make some concessions and you can get what you want. And then when you win, they can do the same thing with you. But we just have this zero-sum game mindset when that's not the way the politics of this country was set up.
Credits. But if the language is the GOP cut the tax credits, that's the appropriate language. Why? Because they control the House, control the Senate, control the White House. So just that one line right there completely changes the context of the conversation, which is why words matter, why language matters, and why we can't be reckless or lazy with how we construct words, because you can change the context of a discussion by changing the words.
guys, I got to tell you, that clip is hilarious to me. And I'm going to tell you guys why. Because Roland Martin, right, in his response to Charlamagne, okay, he basically is saying that, well, see, my problem, Charlamagne, is that you're not pushing propaganda correctly on behalf of the Democrat Party. See, this is why people like Roland Martin, when, you know, people want to talk about black conservatives being sellouts and all that. No. The real people who are really selling out black folks are people like this guy, because this is
Yeah, so Greg Foreman is totally right. What Roland Martin is saying is, oh, Charlamagne, you didn't spin it, so it falls in favor of the Democrats, right? But see, this is the thing with Charlamagne. Charlamagne is not really a spin guy. He's more of a, I want you to actually do the things that you say you're going to do. It's like someone who says, I want something from someone, but I only want it from them and I won't accept it from anyone else. That's Charlamagne. He won't vote for a Republican. He wants what he wants, but he only wants it from a Democrat. He won't vote for a Republican because he wants what he wants from a Democrat specifically. Shout out to truck driver 869. I see you. He wants what he wants, but he only wants it from Democrats. And that is basically a characteristic of the African-American voter in America. We have so many things we want, but we just don't want it from Republicans. So if a Republican gets elected, we just accept that we're going to go 4 years without getting anything. We don't go work with the other side to get what we want. The way Kim Kardashian went and worked with Trump to pass the First Step Act after Barack Obama refused to sign it, right? So what happens is we get half the political life of everybody else in this country. We don't get to have the same political impact on our community as everybody else. It's like somebody showing up half the days at work. Well, they're going to get to half the money of people who show up to work every single day, right? So when payday come, we're going to say, damn, what's wrong with our check? Well, bro, you only showed up half the days. And that's black people. And that's why our communities don't even look half as good as everybody else's. They're working with whoever wins. They'll vote against you. They'll donate to the guy going against you. But as soon as you win, they're going to come say, hey, what can we do to make a deal to get what we want? We just refuse to do that. So that's what Roland Martin, his problem with Charlamagne was. Roland Martin just was like, bro, you're not spinning this in favor of the Democrats. And I really don't think Charlamagne tries to spin things in favor of the Democrats. Charlamagne more or less finger wags at the Democrat Party and say, hey, you guys need to do what you said you was going to do. And if they don't do it, he'll talk trash about them, but then he'll still go vote for them.
And who's not? Who's a journalist and who's a DJ? Who's a journalist, who's a shock jock? Who's a journalist and who's a radio host? Who's a journalist, who's a podcaster? Who's a journalist and who has a digital show? Because see, the public just sees all media. But there are clear distinctions in terms of our roles and responsibilities.
Yes, and Roland Martin is not a journalist. Roland Martin is a person who is a Democrat loyalist, and he's willing to do absolutely anything to get in good with the Democrat Party. Roland Martin went on a campaign trail with Kamala Harris to explain a bunch of policies that Kamala Harris didn't even have. But Roland Martin is just happy to be on the plane. He's not worried about whether she's telling the truth or whether she's going to deliver. You've never seen Roland Martin criticize anything the Democrat Party has done unless it's capitulate to the Republicans on something. Hey guys, please let's get the likes up. We got 30 people watching all on YouTube. I know these shows are not boring and they're very informational, but we're working against the algorithm right now until we get like all the no jumper people out, because I explained this last night, but they're getting the content, but they don't want to watch politics. So they don't watch it when the algorithm shoots it to them. So what I need is the people who are here. I need total support. 30 if we're 30 people in here, we need 30 likes. We need 30 likes. If you value the content, which maybe you don't, hit the like button. so we can build up, the traction within the algorithm. If you like live shows, because I could just post a bunch of pre-records and we don't do anything live and people don't get to discuss or call up. But let's get the likes up.
And I thought about that when I saw, because I landed in Bermuda, and all these text messages and whatever, and people hit me up, said, "Oh, did you see it?" No, I didn't. I was literally in the air. And then as folks would hit me up, and I got phone calls from people, and I was quite amused by it all, because it's not like...
Yeah, you like Pan-Africanism. Well, guess what? There's 2 Black African Americans going at it. That's Pan-Africanism. If somebody talk about Kenya or Rwanda, and 2 people in Rwanda get into it, you ain't gonna say, "Oh, that's not Pan-Africanism." It's something that is relevant to Black folks. Because right now, you just had a bunch of Black Americans who almost lost their ability to feed their kids. I don't know what is the Pan-African protocol in that moment. Fuck them because they're in America. That's not how that works, guys. That's not how that works. Black people are Black people everywhere, and Black people go through things everywhere. So this is big. Informing our people and letting our people know that, educating them on what's going on in their political arena is important. Because if you go ask the average Black person right now today, who shut down the government? It was the Republicans the whole time. It's the people they voted for who did it. And they don't even realize it because they're not really paying enough attention. So yeah, this is politics. And in my opinion, this is Pan-Africanism.
It's new to anyone where I stand on facts.
You are not acting as a journalist in your current capacity.
Yeah, he's 100%. He's 100% not acting as a journalist. He's 1,000% acting as a Democrat operative. He's literally shaming somebody and calling them names because they refuse to lie for the Democrat Party about the shutdown. Roland Martin is still on the part where they say, "Oh, it was the Republicans who caused the shutdown." You don't hear a journalist would say, "You know what, guys? The Democrat Party is saying that the Republicans started to shut down, caused the shutdown, but really it was the Democrats." Now they have a good reason to do it. You know what I'm saying? Whether the reason is good enough or valid enough or not to do it, that's up to you to decide. But the people who are holding up the government, the party that is preventing government workers from getting paid, the party that is preventing food stamp benefits to get sent out, is the Democrat Party. That is what a true journalist would say. Not purposely omit the facts so your party can come down on the good side of the optics. So that's how you know Roland Martin is not operating as a journalist. He's literally running cover for the Democrat Party.